Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Place, Art Space. One of the two channel names, I'll get it right eventually. Just coming on today with a journal page. Um, I was watching James Burke, I think it is. He's an Aussie living in America somewhere, and I subscribed to him, and he did a challenge that someone else came up with, but he did as well, called Honey's Slim Pickens Challenge, I think it is. I'll link it below, link a couple of the videos below. Basically, you get anyone in your household, your honey might be your partner, husband, daughter, anyone, to pick 5 products for you to make a journal page out of. So I asked Alexis to do that, and she wanted to pick 5 rolls of washi tape, and I told her that was a bit ridiculous, so I had to give Alexis a bit of a guidance. So she picked me, I showed you at the front, the big thick wide decorative tape that was like a $2 tape, $2 roll of tape, a small bunny washi tape, some footprints. She's got a bit of a bunny theme happening. She likes bunny rabbits, and it is Easter Monday. I'm doing this page. And the sheet of paper. Oh, and she picked me a water-based marker because I said something to draw with. So I decided to do an Easter bunny page, and I'll put this up on Easter Monday. So I'm working in my recycled journal book. Altered book, so that's where the text has come from. So just moving a sheet of paper off my desk, I'd have to clean up. So I drew around the outside of the big roll of tape, and then was auditioning a few other pieces for the sizes of the bunny, and then eventually got them right. So this is a packaging technique. If you haven't seen this before, it's basically when you scribble on a piece of acetate or a non-porous surface with your water reactive marker, spray some water on it, and then blop it, that's good and technical, all over the page. So I had to do it several times to get it sort of dark enough. These pens are quite old. I'd say they're 10 years old. It says Le Plume on it, so they're a water-based. It says archival quality ink, light fast, water resistant. Okay, and they're reacting with water. Interesting. Can't go by everything you read. So doing that to both pages, both sides. Just using a couple of paper clips to hold my book down. I'm working in the last few pages of this book, so this book is falling apart. I'm going to do another video on the do's and don'ts of altered books with what I've learnt in the last 18 months of journaling in altered books. So I decided to stick some of the tape down the bottom sort of as a grassy border. Oh, you flick to another page that will be upcoming soon. And trimming off the edge, and decided to stick that all the way across. So that's basically just like a big washi tape. It's not a duct tape, it's like a plastic tape. So it's not a material duct tape, it's a like a washi tape. So just trimming that off the edge. So I love how this page turned out. It's gorgeous. Something very different to what I'd usually do, but being restricted by 5 products, it really had to make me think outside the square, which was interesting. So what I wanted to do is add a bit of shading to the bunny, but the packaging technique didn't really work because it was so light with the strong colours. So you can see me here with a water brush trying to do a bit of shading on the bunny, and it's just not working. So I end up taking the marker and just tracing around the edge. I just wanted it to pop out from the page a bit more than it was. So I do that to the ears as well in a minute. So just putting a couple of millimetres right around the edge. See how it pops off the page a bit more? So doing the ears. I love how the ears turned out half chocolate dipped, half brown, florally paper. So the paper's a really old Kaiser craft paper from, I would have had that at my shop, oh god, 8 or 9 years ago. Let me see if I can find a collection for you if you're that interested. From the Imagine collection, Wonder. And I believe that one did come out when I had my shop, and I've been out of my shop probably 8 or 9 years, so that sort of tells me how old the piece of paper is. I've been starting to clean up and group like things with like things, and all my sort of scrap paper, old scrap paper, putting in a box, and that's all where we pull from to find papers to scrapbook with and to art journal with. So then I decided the bunny needed a tail, so I decided to cut one of the flowers out of the roll of stickers, the roll of tape, being the big roller tape, I had the advantage I could cut things out of it, and I cut some more things out of it in a minute as well. So I pushed the book up a bit at the moment. I will push it down again. So looking at the tape, seeing how I can get some more embellishments from what I'm using. This is how you can make your embellishment stretch further. What I'm cutting out is actually some stems that hang down from the top of the page, and then I put some hand draw some similar ones. There we go. I've decided our book wasn't in view. I have to apologise for the occasional yawn. It's Easter Saturday. No, it's Easter Sunday today when I'm filming this late at night, and we've been out to our parade today, so we're a bit tired. So as you can see, the sort of vines coming down, I sort of wanted something to go up the top. I almost forgot to use the stamp in this one. It's funny. Alexis goes, "You haven't used the stamp yet." And it's like, no. And I was good. I only used the, I'll show you in a minute how I used the stamp. So just cutting all these little bits out, just adding a bit of foliage above the bunny. I'm not necessarily doing anything on the right hand side of the page apart from the strip of the border down the bottom, because I am going to do a quote over there eventually. So that's why the bunny is staying on mainly this side of the page. So this took about half an hour, all up, half an hour, 45 minutes. So gluing this one down with our glue stick. Note to self, I don't need to buy glue sticks for quite a while because I've been putting them all in the one spot. And we have about 30 glue sticks now. I kept picking them up when they were 50 cents and 25 cents and reduced, and keep finding them in my stash as I'm unpacking boxes. So note to self, do not need to buy any more glue sticks. There's the bunny stamp that I nearly forgot I had. So I was actually going to get a unique pad, and I thought, no, let's see if I can use, I've seen quite a few people do this on YouTube, use the usually Tim Holtz distress markers as to stamp with. And it comes out okay. It didn't come out as dark as I'd like it to, but that's okay. So we've got some buddy footprints around the page. So just scribbling on, and then you can see the stamp come towards me. I then just breathe on it, and the moisture from your breath apparently activates it, and it stamps a bit darker. So that was working sort of alright. So what I then decided to do is the paws weren't sticking out as much as I'd like, so I decided to outline them. So just outlining all the little paw prints just to make them pop. I didn't want them to be a main embellishment. I have a reason to be tired tonight. I'm very tired, but I thought I haven't got a movie scheduled for tomorrow, so I thought I would do this and get this one up for Easter Monday. So just tracing around all the bunny's feet. I don't know next time, and decided the page needed a border, so again using the brush tip of the marker just to go around the edge. See a roll of tape under my book there. Because this is the last couple of pages of the book, and it's a thick book, it tends to lean that page on the right pencil lead. So I tend to do this a lot. I don't know whether a lot of other people do it, is I stick a roll of tape under it just to make it the same height as the other page, which makes it a bit easier trying to stick down. Not sure whether you saw me do it a while ago, but you can see there's bunnies running across the bunny. I used the small bunny washi tape on 2 strips of the bunny there. So I went to stick his ears on and whipped him off the page. So now I decided to draw some sort of vines with little leaves coming out each side, similar to what was on the top. Sort of copying the images off the top just to fill in a bit of the areas around and about. So thinking, I had to go, and I decided to go to Pinterest and Google a quote, but then we decided to change the quote. So here I am back with the quote. And I should have put in I was taping this with Alexis, and there's Alexis and I chatting in the background. And I should have put it in real time, because when I started the wording, I'm not known for the wording, plus I had Alexis leaning over my shoulder. I said, let me go and stuff up this beautiful page with my lettering. There's Alexis's pit going, I can't read that word. children. So I'm quite happy with the lettering. It could have been a bit more fancier. I admire these people that can write script and really fancy on their art journal pages and scrapbook pages. So I'm quite impressed with the wording of how it worked out. So just adding a few more of those little vines just to fill in a few areas that I didn't fill in. So doing this again, I probably would lightly gesso the page just to knock the text back into the background. I feel it's a bit strong, but the page is done now, so the text doesn't stick out as much in the real life as in the sticking out a bit more on the camera. So just going over my text again, and it says, if you can't read it, it says, follow me, I have the chocolate. So thank you for watching, wishing everyone a happy Easter, and if you don't celebrate Easter, happy chocolate day, as someone said the other day, which was very cute, but I'll catch up with you next time. Bye.